Hello and welcome back to Tinder Lost Gaming and my playthrough of Arkham Horror 3rd Edition. This is episode 4 and yeah, we had a really exciting game and episode last time. We managed to crack open the Lantern Club and infiltrate the Lantern Club. We're now in their inner workings. Michael managed to pick up a friend, which was going to help with his sanity. He can just pop across to the board here. We can see he's got 3 sanity on with 1 of 4. But we managed to pick up Prudence Douglas. He's got loads of remnants on him for casting spells and stuff like that, but he doesn't really need it at the moment. He's got his trusty Chicago typewriter. Dexter Drake is our man at the moment. 4 focus on him, which is really good. Taking a couple of sanity. He's got 3 spells. He's got the Beast Within, Intervene, and Miss Aurelia. Bulletproof vest and leather coat. He's got a Dark Pact, which we thankfully haven't managed to roll yet, but we'll wait and see on that one. And he is blessed currently, which is awesome. So where we are, we're at the Hall School, and we can take an action there. Actually, let's just make sure we're on the right phase, on the action phase. Yeah, so we've got some anomalies going on. We've got an anomaly over here at Kingsport Harbour. We've got an anomaly going on at downtown. In all honesty, probably the wrong thing, but I'm ignoring those at the moment. We are nearing the Pale Lantern threshold of 8. We're at 7, so that might happen, but we're going to plough through the storyline side of things and see if we can get to that before anything like this happens. I don't know whether it's going to be possible to clear all of this before we progress the story. We're actually at the Hall School, which is where we need to be to progress the story as well, so I'm reluctant to move away from that whilst I'm there. So let's get straight into the action, and we're into the action phase, and it can be Michael or Dexter. And let's have a look and see what we can do in regards to stealing the lantern. It says, as an action, test observation -1 to attempt to steal the lantern. As part of this test, the investigators in your space may spend any number of focuses or clues to add an equal amount of successes. If your test result is 4 or more, flip this card. Perform this action only at the Hall School. So I'm going to activate Dexter first of all, and it says investigators in your space may spend any number of focus or clues. So first of all, we're going to take a clue off of Michael and a clue off of Dexter to put us at 2 successes, and then we are going to, he would be rolling, it's an observation test -1, so his observation is 3. I'm gonna make sure this passes. So I am going to, rightly or wrongly, I'm going to take a focus off of Michael, and an influence off of Dexter. So we've spent 2 clues, and we've spent 2 focuses to give us a 4, which means we don't really need to roll because it's an automatic pass. Flip this card. So it says, with the pale lantern in your possession, you slip out into the night. A screech of rage splits the air behind you, and you turn to see the club's leader pursuing you, his once featureless mask now evoking a face contorted in fury. As he closes on you, the bloodless man shudders and tumbles forward, expanding nightmarishly as he rolls across the floor into a cascade of pallid skin and writhing tentacles. The aspect of Nyarlathotep, the crawling chaos, rises free of the human skin it once wore, and the bloodless man leers at you with a mouthful of crooked rending teeth. Now where were you planning to take that, He rumbles through your soul like a conflagration. There's nowhere you can hide it from me. An investigator at the Hall School gains card 90, the Pale Lantern. Right, let's do that first of all. Card 90, the Pale Lantern. Card 90, which is the Pale Lantern. That's that. So let's put that there back for a second. And the Pale Lantern, we'll give it to Dexter. Once per phase, before resolving a test, you may place one doom in your space to roll 2 additional dice. While you have the Pale Lantern, your space is the unstable space instead of the normal unstable space. When you would be defeated for any reason, flip this card and read the Dying Light effect. Okay, we'll give that to Dexter. He's going to have that. You can't really see it. I can't get the camera out too far. Actually, let's put it over here just so you can see a little bit of it. There. So that was that. Done that. Take card 89, the Bloodless Man Epic Monster, and spawn it at the Hall School. Right, card 89. Card 89. Okay, we've done that. Card 89. Lurker. Place one doom in this space, then place one doom in the unstable space. Okay, let's flip him over because he's now in the same space as the two of them. What are we going to get? Oh my goodness. Right, he's 4 health, -2 strength, -0 to evade. Elite 4. This monster has 4 additional health per investigator. Oh blimey, so he's going to be 12 health. 12 health. Massive. This monster engages and attacks each investigator in this space. He cannot be exhausted. Oh my god. After the Bloodless Man damages you, either suffer 1 horror or deal 1 damage to another investigator in your space. He's going to do 2 damage and 2 sanity to us. Okay, we'll put him on the table so we know he's at the Hall School. And then the final bit, it says add card 83 to the codex and return this one to the archive. Okay, so let's get card 83 out and then we'll put 82 back. 83, that's 83, and 82 is back in the codex. That's that done. Sunder the Lantern, card 82. The Bloodless Man, horrific as he is only a pale shadow of the monstrosity he will become if you allow him to grow into his full power as an aspect of Nyarlathotep. The lantern that casts that shadow is the key and must be purified before that happens. That will be easier when the Bloodless Man isn't trying to tear your head from your shoulders. Well, yeah, no joke that. The Bloodless Man's text box is blank while this card is in the codex. Oh, that's alright, that's good. So that means he loses a elite, massive. Okay, so he's 4 health, -2 strength. Okay. When the Bloodless Man Epic Monster is defeated, flip this card. Action. Law -2 to move 1 clue from the scenario sheet to the Pale Lantern. This will help you win the game. Perform this action in the space where in the space with the Pale Lantern. Okay, so we need to move clues from the scenario sheet. We've got none on the scenario sheet, but we have got clues kicking about. We have got clues kicking about. We have got a clue here actually at Kingsport. We need to defeat him first of all. Oh, right. So that was Dexter's first action. That was Dexter's first action. His second action is going to be to attack the bloodless man. His second action is going to be to attack the bloodless man. I keep repeating it because I'm trying to... So... yeah. I'm going to... attack the bloodless man. And I think that's when Beast Within kicks in. So it says, when you perform an attack action, you may test law. If you pass, roll 5 dice instead of your usual pool. Ignore all other modifiers. So we're going to cast a spell. At law, his law is 5. He is casting a spell, so he gets +2 for it. And because he's casting a spell, is that a test? He passes. Passes normally anyway. Okay. So he is going to be attacking the bloodless man with 5 dice. Now I know an attack is not considered a test, so blessed doesn't count. I would imagine that's the same for a spell. I don't know if the spell's a test either, but anyway, 5 dice, 5s and 6s, -2. Should have realised that one. That -2 on the bloodless man, the strength test. He was only rolling 3 dice. But it's better than nothing, or would have been rolling 1. So let's see what he does. He does 1 damage. He does 1 damage to the bloodless man. So that's it for Dexter. And then Michael is going to get... He is going to Chicago typewriter the bloodless man and do an attack action. He's going to do an attack action, so he gets 5 dice for his strength, +4 for his Chicago typewriter, -2 for attacking the bloodless man. So he's rolling 7 dice. 5s and 6s. 5s and 6s. 1, 2, 3 bad boys. 3 bad boys on the bloodless man. Sorry, I'm getting a bit carried away there. Shouldn't have done that. So that kills the bloodless man. Kills him, 4 health, so I'm going to just put him to one side for a second because I don't know whether he's going to be making a reappearance or not. He's an epic monster. He seemed quite easy to kill, well, not quite easy, but it took a couple of actions. So we have it says when the bloodless man epic monster is defeated, flip this card. So we're going to flip the card. The bloodless man's shadows fades away into the turbulent miasma of congealed vapour. You have a few moments to catch your breath, but his power is tied to the pale lantern. Until it's destroyed, he will never stop chasing you, and your world will still be under threat. When there are 3 clues on the pale lantern, flip card 90, and when there are flip card 90 and read a broken mask effect. Action. Test law to move a clue from the scenario sheet to the pale lantern. Perform this action only in the space with the pale lantern. Reckoning, take card 89 and spawn it in the unstable space. Then place 1 doom on the scenario sheet and flip this card. Right, so we now need to get clues from the area onto the lantern. We've got none on the scenario sheet. So there are 3 clues. We need to get 3 clues onto the scenario sheet. So that was Mitch's first action. His second action is to gain $1, I think, for the time being. He can't focus. His focus limit is 1. We're going to stay there because there's a clue, so we're going to give him $1. That's it for the action phase. We move on to the monster phase. The unstable space is still the starting spot because we haven't got another card out yet, so the rogue figure is going to go 1, 2 to there. No other monsters in play. So then we go to the encounter phase, and we're going to go to Central Kingsport. We're going to go with Mick first of all, who's going to pull the card, which is not a clue. He's at the Hall School. As Principal Miles leads you on a tour of the campus, he mentions a strange series of runes carved into the floor of an unused part of the building. You ask him to show them these symbols. Test influence. Okay, he's influenced of 3. He fails. Mitch fails. We need to warm the dice up for Mitch because they get better as the game goes on. If you pass, blah blah blah, we don't do anything. Nothing happens if you fail, so that's that. And then the encounter for Dexter is at Central Kingsport, which is the clue. Hall School. Something about the portrait of Eben Hall seems off, and when you examine the back of the canvas, you find strange markings. Gain 1 spell. Okay, let's gain a spell. Binding. Action. Choose 1 monster on any space and test law using that monster's evade modifier. If you pass, exhaust the monster. It disengages. Okay. I don't think that's any good for the bloodless man, but there we go. We'll take it. You search the school shelf. Observation. So he gets an observation 2 and 3 because he's focused. This is a test. So 4s, 5s or 6s. And he passes both, or passes. If you pass, you find odd books about dreams there. Gain 1 clue from your neighbourhood. So that's 1 clue for Dexter. And this one goes back to the top, and the unstable space actually now becomes Hall School, or the rogue figure effect. So he's going to be coming across here now. So that is it for the encounter phase. We then move on to the mythos phase. And as ever, we will start with Mitch. Okay. And he's going to draw 2, which is those 2. And he's going to go, that one's your first one, which is a monster. That one's the second one, which is a blank. So the monster is a rogue figure. Spawn at an unstable space. The unstable space, which is the Hall School. Yeah. Engaged highest influence. They are both influence 3. So I will engage with Mitch. You will engage Mitch. He is 1 health, no strength minus, no observation minus, just 1 health, dude. That was Mitch, you got those 2. And then finally, I think there is only 2 left in here. There is only 2 left in here. So the first one is going to be a blank, and the second one is going to be a clue. clue, and our clue is going to be at Uptown. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Uptown clue. 2 on there, so I think we know where we need to go. This goes into here. Oops. What's that one there? So that goes dum dum dum. And then we close that deck down. And that is it for the encounter phase. We can put those actually back in the bag because there's nothing in the bag. So they can go back in there ready for the next turn. Give it a good old shake. Good old mix up. That there for the time being. We move back to the action phase. We need to get to Uptown. We need to get to Uptown. So, first of all, Mitch is going to attack the robed figure because that's all he can do, really. Got to get rid of that dude. It's going to slow us up, but there we go. Turn it off. We're on the action phase. Mitch is going to attack. So, 5 dice for his strength. +1 focus, and then 4 for the Chicago typewriter. He's been a bit of a beast this game. 5s and 6s. 5s and 6s needed. He gets 1. He gets 1, which is enough to kill the rogue figure. No remnant or anything like that. The rogue figure, just a standard dude. His second action, he is going to move. Going to have to move. We need to get to Uptown. So he's going to go 1, 2. What's most cost efficient here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 into there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll go that way. I think that's the way to do it. Yeah. He'll spend $1. He will spend $1. Actually, yeah, because he's on that space, he can spend $1 to go through. Can't come out onto there. But that does count as a space. Yeah. Anyway, that's what he's going to do. And then Dexter is going to spend 2, 1, 2, spend his $1, and do the same thing to come across to here. That was a move. 1 move. He's got 1 other. He will gain $1 back. He will gain $1 back. So that's his 2 actions. Move, spend $1. Cool. Monster phase. Monster phase. The unstable space is Hall's School. So this road figure is going to go 1, 2, and then come across to here. That's the monster phase. There aren't any other monsters on the board. We killed the rogue figure. We're going to go to the encounter phase. Now, because Dexter and Mick are in the travel routes, we'll go with Mick first of all, as we always do. They are in a country road. The police at the roadblock insist that you turn back. You may spend 1 remnant to convince them that your journey is vital. If you do, they let you buy with something you can defend yourself. Gain 1 common item and you may move 1 space or move to another country road. It's got plenty of remnants. What common? The 2 common items are map of Arkham and the Grimm's Fairy Tale. I think I'm going to take the Grimm's Fairy Tale. Action: an investigator or ally in your space recovers 1 sanity. That's going to be the best one for him, so we don't have to buy it, so that headline doesn't come into play. So he'll get the Grimm's Fairy Tale, and then what comes out? We get Token of Faith, common curio. After this item suffers 1 or more horror, you recover 1 sanity. Okay, cool. So that was it for Mick's encounter, and then we go to Dexter's encounter. He is on the country road as well. The road grows more indistinct until eventually there is no road at all. You think you can find your way by studying the geography and plant life. Test observation. Okay. Observation is 3. It's a test, so we know it's going to be a 4, 5 or a 6 for Dexter. And he passes with flying colours. If you pass, you find the right path flanked by the unusual flowers. Gain 1 remnant. Actually, let me just check on that one. You may move into 1 space here, so Mick could move 1 space there. Gain 1. So back to Dexter. If you pass, you find the right path flanked by unusual flowers. Gain 1 remnant. Does. And you may move 1 space or move to another country road. He'll move. Shall we stay together? Let's stay together. Let's stay together now. He's got enough spells. Okay. Could have moved the clue across. Anyway, we've done that now. It's too late to go back. We're going to go to the mythos phase, which we know is now a full bag. As ever, we're going to start with Mick. And he's going to draw 2, which is those 2. The first one is that, and the second one is that. So we get a Doom and a monster. The Doom is going to go onto Central Kingsport, which is good. And it's going to go onto the Congregational Hospital. That's not too bad there. And then we're going to draw a monster, which is going to be a Swift Bayaki. Spawn at most Doom. Hunter, move towards and engage lowest observation. So most Doom is the rope and anchor. So he's going to go there. And then he's going to head towards lowest observation. That's going to be Mick. We've done the Doom, we've done the monster, and then we do Dexter. 2. He's going to get those 2. Which is that and that. Which is a headline and a blank. So the headline for Dexter is going to be: if there are any monsters in your neighbourhood, become fatigued. There are not any monsters in our neighbourhood. Right. Okay, I think we're nearly there. I hope. We are now on to the action phase. Right, before I forget, Dexter is going to attempt to research, test observation, to put the clue from here onto the scenario sheet. So he tests observation of 3. Here's a test. So he's looking for 4s, 5s or 6s as a pass. Oh, only just, but that will do. So that moves this clue from here, so Daisy, across onto the scenario sheet. And then what he's going to do, he's going to then try and put it onto the pale lantern. Test law to move 1 clue from the scenario sheet to the pale lantern. Perform this action in space with the pale lantern, which he's got. He's carrying it. So test law. His law is 5. His law is 5. It is a test. So 4s, 5s and 6s. Okay. He's failed. However, I will remember magical gift once per round. While resolving a law test, you may re-roll 1 or all of your dice. He will do that. Let's choose 5 other dice because those are rubbish. Give him a good shake this time. Yes, he's passed. He's passed. So the clue comes from there onto the pale lantern. So that's our first clue on there, but that was both actions for Dexter. But not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. What's Mick going to do? What's Mick going to do? He might as well attempt a ward. Get rid of some of this doom. He's going to test his law, which is 2. If he can roll a 5 or a 6, excuse me. No, it doesn't. But I am going to do the Grimm's Fairy Tale, which is another action. An investigator or ally in your space recovers 1 sanity. So I will recover 1 sanity, which is going to take him down to 2. Take him down to 2. And that was his second action. So we are now on to the monster phase. The unstable space is still the congregational hospital. So the road, he's going to move to there. And then the Swift Bayaki is going to go 1 to there. And 2 to move there, and then 3 to come into here, which then engages lowest observation, which is Michael or Mick. So he's going to engage Mick and deal him. So each monster really activates usually by moving. He is now engaged, so he's going to do 1 horror and 1 damage to Michael. So let's move those off the card. That is going to reduce our ability to have an encounter, but there we go. Let's go back in there. Let's go in there. Okay. That was the monster phase. That's all the monsters moved. We then go into the encounter phase. Michael, who would usually have an encounter, is not going to have one because he's engaged with the Swift Bayaki. But Dexter is going to get to have an encounter at Uptown, and hopefully this is a clue. Hopefully it is. He is at Hangman's Hill. In the gloom, you hide and watch something dig in the earth through its claws. Test observation. His observation 3. Again, I'm just saying it's for my own benefit. It's a test, so it's 4s, 5s and 6s. He passes. If you pass, you see the creature as a ghoul fishing an object out of a grave. Gain 1 clue from your neighbourhood. Awesome. Dexter. And 1 common item. And that goes back actually up here. 1 common item. Let's take the Token of Faith. And then put that back there. And then we've got Shotgun. Get +5 as part of an attack action. Oh, each 6 counts as 2 successes. Oh, nice. Very nice. Okay. That's it for the encounter phase. Very quick that time because there was only 1. And then we move on to the mythos phase. We're going to start with Mick first of all. He's going to get his two out of here, which is going to be a clue and a gate burst. Oh, okay. The clue is going to go. The clue first. So the clue is going to go at Central Kingsport. So we put the clue in the middle there, and then take the top 2 cards of Central Kingsport, and we move those into there like that, and we give them a good old 3-card shuffle. And we close that down. And then we do a gate burst, and the gate burst is going to be at the Merchant District. So we'll do that, which is going to be 3. 1, 2, 3, and then these all get shuffled in and put to the back of the deck. Try not to look at what I'm doing here, just run around my hands, and then we'll do that. Try not to look, and then that. Try not to look, and then we put that back there like that. So that was Mick, and then we've got Dexter, who is going to get these 2. First one is going to be a blank, and the second one is going to be a blank. Oh, that's good for this turn, but we know what's in the bag. So there's a monster, there's a couple of doom, there's a headline, there's a reckoning in there. Okay, that's it for the mythos phase. We move on to the action phase. As always, Mick's going to get his Chicago typewriter out. We know he gets 5 dice for his strength, focus +1. He gets 4 for his Chicago typewriter. There are no minuses on this guy. He has got 3 health, and he does have a remnant. Let's see what we get. 1, 2, 3. We get 3, sorry, should have done that. We get 3, 2 6s and a 5, which kills the Biaki. That goes up there. Mitch gets another remnant. Should be casting some spells really. I'm going to spend them. That was his first action. His second action doesn't need any money at the moment. I'm just worried about the doom. Let's have a go. No, he's going to Grimm's Fairy Tale it. He's going to Grimm's Fairy Tale it. Going to Grimm's Fairy Tale it and take 1 sanity off, knocking him back down to 2. That makes more sense. Okay, don't forget over here we've got 4 sanity if we need it. So that's it for Mick's actions. We're then going to go on to Dexter, who is going to do the same thing. He's going to try and put the clue onto the. He was going to try and he's going to try and research the clue. He gets 4 dice, 5 dice for his lore test. Yeah, no, it's an observation test. My apologies. It's a 3. Researching is a 3 cost observation. 4s, 5s, and 6s. Come on. Come on. Right, he is gonna. Sorry, can't see that. He got 2, a 1, 2, and a 3. He is going to spend a focus to re-roll one of those dice. He will spend his strength focus, I think, to re-roll. See if we need a 4, 5, or a 6. Oh man! Ah! Blimey! Okay, well there's nothing I can do about that. Tried re-rolling it. Can I spend another focus to re-roll it? Can you focus re-roll? Hang on a second. Let's have a quick look. Focus. Re-roll. Is it under re-roll? Launch yourselves for a second. In the book it says, focus tokens can be spent while resolving a test to re-roll dice. For each focus token you spend, re-roll 1 dice, even if the test being tested. I should have declared that. Should have declared I was re-rolling more than one. I don't like re-rolling a re-roll, so I'm not going to say I can do that. So that's my fault there. That was his first action. His second action is to focus. And this time I'm going to focus will. Oh, that could be wrong. I could be wrong there, but there we go. That's his second action. We then go to the monster phase. Now, because we've moved this here, there's no unstable space. So this hooded figure, I would say, is going to go back towards the starting area. So 1 to go through there, 2 to go through there. That's what I'd say. And that's what I'm going to do. Encounter phase, we'll go with Mick first of all. No, let's go with Dexter. No, I always go with Mick. Let's go with Mick first of all. He's going to draw a card, which is a clue. Hangman's Hill. Several masked socialites wander the hill as if in a trance. They stare up at the moon and whisper, leaving paper lanterns behind them. Test observation. It is observation 1. Okay. Let's see how this goes. He passes. He passes. If you pass, you steal an offering to Nyarlathotep in the name of the bloodless man. Gain 1 clue from your neighbourhood and 1 remnant. So he gains a clue and he gains a remnant. This boy's all about the remnants. So that was it. And that goes up there. So the unstable space now becomes St Mary's Hospital in Uptown. Oh, okay. Okay. And then we get a card for Dexter. Hangman's Hill. You see movement in the old chapel and hear rasping voices in hushed conversation. You creep up to peek into the long broken window, trying to breathe smoothly and evenly. Test will. Okay, well that was handy. So we've got 3 will. Again, it is a test. So 4s, 5s and 6s. He passes. If you pass, you master your nerves and creep forward, but see only a tattered scarf draped over a pew. Gain 1 remnant. Okay, so he's got a remnant. That goes to the bottom because that's not a clue one. That goes there. Remnant comes over here. He's got 2 remnants. That was the encounter phase. We then move on to the mythos phase. And as ever, we start with Mitch as our lead investigator. He's going to draw 2, which is 1, 2. Okay, so monster first. Oh, sorry. Leaning across tripods and stuff here, so please don't enough. It's a bit bad. Robed figure, spawn at the unstable space, which is St. Mary's Hospital. So he goes there. And then we do a reckoning. So we work a reckoning through from the pale lantern. Each investigator with the doom suffers 1 horror unless they discard 1 focus. Well, Prudence can take 1 horror from Mitch. And the token of faith can take 1 horror, which means he recovers 1 sanity. And take that as a swing. So that was that reckoning. Reckoning up here. Each investigator tests will -1. If they fail, they gain $1. So 1. It's a 1 from Mitch, which means he's only going to roll 1 dice. He passes, and it's 3 dice -1 for Dexter. It's a test. So 4, 5s and 6. He passes. That's that reckoning. And then we've got the before he returns reckoning. Oh, you're joking. Take card 89, the bloodless man, epic monster, and spawn it in the unstable space. Then place 1 doom on the scenario sheet and flip this card. Alright, there's lots of moving pieces now. Lots of moving pieces. First of all, 89, bloodless man. He appears here. At the unstable space and small, then place 1 doom on the scenario sheet and flip this card. Now 1 doom on the scenario sheet is going to take it to 8. So first things we're going to do is we're going to flip behind the mask. When there is 8 doom or more, add code 85 to the codex and return this card. So let's find card 85. So adding card 85, first of all, is the Arkham Advertiser runs more articles about missing persons, and more of the lost reappear as mere whispers of their former selves. Their memories gone, their aspirations dispelled, and even their dreams stolen away. They murmur about a lantern that spills silver moonlight. This pale lantern consumes their every waking thought. The arm of the Lantern Club and the masked man behind it all reaches far indeed. As the members of the club fall further into darkness, their leader grows powerful. Add 2 doom tokens to the Mythos Cup. When there are 12 or more doom on this scenario, flip this card. Okay, I'll do that in a second. Which is then, we've done that. We leave that, so there's still 8 on there, and then we flip this card. And it says Sunder the lantern. The bloodless man, horrific as he is only a pale shadow of the monster he will become. Take card 89, which is what the bloodless man is. Then put one doom and flip this card. So we go back to Sunder. So, alright, so it's the bloodless man still in play. Test law -2. Oh, right, I say it's a worse way of doing it. Trying to put the clue from you to the lantern is now at -2 effectively, and we've got the bloodless man to consider. We're getting there. We are getting there. That was it for that reckoning, and then we've got the reckoning over here, which is the dark pact for Dexter Drake. Let's see what he gets. He's rolled a 5, so he's good. And that's it for the mythos phase. Oof. Okay, let's go back into an action phase now then. Dexter, first of all, is going to try and research a clue. So he's rolling 3 dice. It's a test, so he needs 4, 5s, and 6s. Let's see what he gets. And yet he manages to do it this turn, which puts it onto the scenario sheet. Oops. To there. And then probably done this the wrong way. I'll continue now because I've worked it. And then it's a law -2 to move it to the pale lantern. So it's a law test. So he's got 5. He's got 5 at -2. So he's only rolling 3 dice. But he is needing 4s, 5s, and 6s. This is a new round, so magical gift is up and running if we need it. 4s, 5s, and 6. He gets it, just 2 3s and a 4, but that is a pass. So that goes across to the pale lantern. That's it for Dexter. Okay. Mitch's go. First action is he's going to trade with Dexter. He's going to trade with Dexter, and he's going to trade a clue and give it to Dexter. That is a possession, as I'm assuming it. Hopefully I'm right. I'm going to give that to Dexter, so hopefully we're going to be about there. And then what's he going to do? It doesn't look like the bloodless man follows us. He just stays where he is, by the looks of it. Elite. Or now these text boxes, he's blank. Yeah, he's just going to stay there. The rogue figure is not going to move either because it's St Mary's Hospital. That's the unstable space, so they're effectively going to stay there. So his Mick's first action is to stay there. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? That rogue figure's going to come down and engage. Or he could go up to it and engage. Either way, he could be on the space for a clue, just in case. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go 1, 2 to there and engage this rogue figure. I know it's going to mean he's going to take some damage, but that is what it is. So that's it for the action phase. The monster phase. That rogue figure is going to stay there because the unstable space is St Mary's Hospital. The Bloodless Man Lurker places one doom on this space, then place one doom on the unstable space. So, right, so what he's going to do, Lurker is going to place one doom on his space, and then he's going to place one doom on the unstable space, which is in St Mary's Hospital, which is that, which is going to cause an anomaly like that. Good job we got that clue off there. But it doesn't say anything about moving, so he stays there. Okay, that's it for the monster phase. Oh no, the monster over here is going to do 1 damage to Mick. He can take it. He's got 4 left. So I've just put that on Mick. He's got 4 health taken out of 8. We then move on to the encounter phase. Mick is engaged with an enemy, so he's not going to have an encounter. And then Dexter can have an encounter, but he's going to take an anomaly one, which is going to be the Visions of the Moon. And he's got 1 doom on him. The white ship has sailed into view. You ask the crew to help you recover the souls of people abducted by the monstrous corsairs and their allies. Test influence. Influence of 3. 4s, 5, 6s. He passes. If you pass, the ship sets out to track down the Black Galleys. Remove 1 doom from any space in your neighbourhood. Let's take that one. Yeah, and at least we can still keep it low for when we're rolling. Okay. Sorry, I've taken the doom off this space here. It was 3 on it. Taken it down to 2. Left 1 doom there. So we're all good. That's it for the mythos phase. The encounter phase, we're on to the mythos phase. So we'll go with Mick first of all. He's going to draw 2. His top one is going to be a clue, and his bottom one is going to be a doom. Oh. Should have put 3 doom in the mythos deck. Bear with me 1 second. I just sorted out. Sorry, I forgot to put the doom in the bag. I only pulled 1 lot out since then, but the 2 additional doom is now in there. My apologies for that. So we've got 2 here for Dex, which is a clue. And the clue is going to go at the merchant district. Good. 1, 2. That's that, and then the doom is going to go at Central Kingsport, and it's going to go at the Hall School, and that becomes the unstable space. Okay, and that's it for the mythos. We're going to go to the action phase, and we're going to go with Dexter. Let's see if we can put this 3rd pale lantern. New round, so magical gift is up and running. We are going to first of all do the research. He gets 2 dice for observation, +1 for his focus. He has blessed, so 4s, 5s and 6s. Yep. We get a 6, so that's all good. So he passes this to the scenario sheet. So there we go, scenario sheet. So that's his research action. And then we're going to test law -2 to see if we can move it onto the lantern. So law is 4. He has focus, which is 5. It's -2, which takes him back down to 3. 4s, 5s, or 6s. 2 4s. He has passed. So we move that across to the lantern with 3 clues on it, which then means we flip this card, perform this action in the space with the power lantern, flip this card. The bloodless man's shadow fades away into a turbulent miasma. You have a few moments to catch your perform this action. And so we're reading the wrong one. Reading the wrong one. Oh, hang on a second. Just trying to sign the card that okay, sorry about that. I just had to just make sure I was up to date with the codexes and the cards. I understand what I'm doing now. Sorry, there's a few cards in play, so just wanted to make sure I got the right order. Okay, so that was it for Dexter's actions. He's used 2 actions there. One to get the clue from him onto the scenario sheet, and then one to move it onto the power lantern. We've got Mike McLean who's next, who's going to finish off the robed figure with his Chicago typewriter. So he's going to roll 5 dice plus his 4 for the typewriter. Needing 6s, need him to do 1 damage. He more than takes out the robed figure. I keep forgetting this. After you defeat a monster as part of an attack action, you can recover 1 sanity or focus, 1 skill of your choice. I'll take the sanity off. No remnant there, so he comes that. That was his first action. His second action. His second action is to move 1, 2 to there. He's come down 1, 2 to there. That was his second action. We now move to the monster phase. Now, again, lots of moving pieces on this. The monsters move actually to the unstable space, which actually, according to the Pale Lanterns card, is the Pale Lantern. So both of those dudes are going to move to here and to here. The road figure is going to engage the one with the highest influence, which is, I'm going to say, is Michael McGlenn, because they're both 3 and 3, so he's going to engage him. The Bloodless Man engages both of them, and then we do damage. So the road figure is going to do 1 damage, 1 blood damage to Michael, so he's at 5. That's the road figure. Then the Bloodless Man is going to go 2 and 2. So Michael is going to gain another 2. Actually, so that takes him up to, he's at 5, so that's going to take him to 7. He's nearly dead. And he's going to take 2 sanity as well, but he's going to put those on Francis. So she's at 3. And then Dexter's going to take 2 and 2 as well. He's going to put 1 on 1 on the bulletproof vest, and then 1 on the leather coat. And then he's going to take 2 sanity. He's going to put 1 on that, which would remove that, but then that goes on because it's 2 sanity. That's the way I think it's going to do it. Ooh, heavy hit. And the Bloodless Man is there. We then go on to the encounter phase because there are no other monsters on the board. Just looking around. Encounter phase, we are considered to be both engaged with the Bloodless Man because he's massive, so neither of us will do an encounter phase. We then move on to the mythos phase. We're going to draw 2 for Mitch, which his first one is going to be a Doom, his second one is going to be a monster. So the Doom, first of all, is going to go onto Uptown, and it's going to go onto St. Mary. No, it's not. It's going to go onto the board, the scenario board. That's going to go. That's going to go there. The monster is going to be Void Touched Spawn Street nearest leader, which is here. Which is going to be. Each investigator suffers 1 horror as part of that monster. Nasty. I'm going to go there. So that was Mitch. And then we've got 2 remaining, which is a Doom and then a headline. So the Doom is going to go onto the Merchant District at the TikTok Club. And the headline is going to be for Dexter. Add this card to the rumour and discard all other rumour headlines. So that one goes. Reckoning. Each investigator tests will. Each investigator who faces place 1 Doom on in their space. Okay, fair enough. Oh my goodness! Right, I'm going to keep going because I think we're nearly there. I don't know whether we've got enough time for another episode for an hour or so. So I'm going to keep going for the time being. We go back to the action phase. Now, Michael McGlynn is considered to be engaged with both of them. This monster engages and attacks each investigator in his space. Cannot be exhausted. So he is going to attack the Bloodless Man. He gets 5 dice for his strength plus focus. He gets 4 dice for his Chicago typewriter, and the Bloodless Man takes 2 dice off him for his strength. So 5s and 6s needed, 4 health. He absolutely annihilates the Bloodless Man, so that is 5 dead, 5 kills to the Bloodless Man, which is what kills him. We then move on to this Sunder Lantern. When the Bloodless Epic monster is defeated, flip this card, which we flip. It goes before he returns. The Bloodless Man, it goes away. When there are 3 clues on the Pale Lantern, flip card 90 and read a Broken Mask effect. There are 3 clues on the lantern, so we're going to flip card 90. You get card 90 quickly. If I can find card 90. Flip card 90. Okay, so card 90 is the Pale Lantern. Flip that. Let's see what it says. And it says flip card 90. And read a Broken Mask effect. A broken mask. With the lantern destroyed, the Bloodless Man's power leaks away into the ether. You can hear his cry of rage, but without the lantern he can no longer manifest his monstrous form into our world, and the flow of stolen souls to the Moon Beast is halted. The club's no marks are ruined, and the other members go to ground from the group, free of the group's influence. Nyarlathotep, the crawling chaos has been thwarted, and your world is saved. The investigators win the game. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. I apologise. I know I've probably made a fair amount of mistakes in that. Keeping track of it is part of the challenge, really, when you're playing it solo. As I've said before, there's no intent to game it. There's no intent to take any shortcuts or do anything on purpose. And most times I'm hurting myself than anything else. For example, things like the Pale Lantern, knowing that was the unstable space was annoying because you forget you're doing stuff and you're so used to the unstable space being something over here, you forget when other cards are doing things to it. You know, not an excuse, but an explanation. But managed to do it. There's 3 anomalies on the board, loads of doom kicking around. This was going to creep up very, very quickly. I knew I had to do something with the Pale Lantern. That's why I put all my focus in trying to get that sorted and get it done. Dexter Drake is awesome. Really enjoyed playing him. Really enjoyed playing Michael as well. He's a bit of a one-trick pony, but his Chicago typewriter you know, and a focused strength, he really does do some damage. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. I will be playing more Arkham Horror 3rd edition as we go through. If there's any particular scenarios that you'd like me to play, any particular expansion that you'd like me to focus in on, then let me know. I'm more than happy to do that. I think what's coming around the corner, next up, I'm going to be going to Arkham Horror, the living card game. I've got some plans for that. I've got a couple of starter decks that I've never played with before that I'd like to get out onto the table and see how they go through a campaign. I've got most of the campaigns, all of them, plus pretty much all of the standalone scenarios, but I'm probably going to play through one of the campaigns, take a couple of investigators through that. So watch this space. That's my next project whilst the Hellboy models are getting a lick of paint. But yeah, that's it for Arkham Horror 3rd edition. We've won, we've saved the world, which is awesome, and I've had a load of fun playing it. Thanks for watching, and you all take care, and I'll see you soon.